right now, but we're going to get right into it. The LO3 has happened as we get underway. The roster rundown brought to you by Alienware is going to be NiP, the same five. Obviously, Freiburg, Get Right, Forest, Faflaren, and Exist going up against Irukandji, Shroud, Desi, DeBorn, and Miniker for Manajumas.
So starting things off here, we have two guys actually trying to look towards a pick and B, and it works. Miniker gets the first headshot onto Freiburg, who tried to drop down aggressively, and an aggressive push by NiP at middle at the same time. So it looks like everybody has fallen back here from Manajumas, picking up the bomb, but they're not rotating back towards towards B, sorry. So they're still going to try to go towards this A bomb site. I think Get Right from where he's standing right now, just close to the connector, is definitely going to be able to hear them make their way towards the A site.
Interestingly, though, the bomb is working back toward middle, so I think they aren't quite convinced they've got A wide open. They might have expected some rotations. As you can see, it looks like Faflaren's heading up into connector, but still 3 players remain in A main for Manajumas, and they are going to work out. Nice shot already onto Exist, knocks him down to 10 HP as he's going to find himself quite cornered into the back of the site here. Pigeonholed almost, but the bomb is B. They did sell the fake. Yep. They've all rotated over now. Good timing. They get slaughtered, but NiP suddenly realize, whoa, wait a minute, the hot potato's not in position, and it's going down on the B site.
So now Forrest is going to rotate across, but Miniker already made his way all over towards the CT side, and it's crossfire set up by Irukandji and himself. Oh, Forrest is going to hear those jumps, I think. Yeah, he's looking straight up towards there. No, he's just going to go towards heaven. And now this is strange because it's going to be the retake play right now. Miniker re-peeks out, gets the kill.
Miniker gets a double, but he can't close out on Get Right, and that will give them the defuse. Interestingly, that's the first pistol of the 3 we've seen that NiP have taken.
Yeah, and the reason why I said it was interesting is because they had the last 2 guys on the T side push out towards CT spawn. Now that means that if we have an NiP rotate through B main and through the vents, which is technically what we usually see, nobody's going to rotate all at the same time through the CT spawn, then you're forcing yourself as a terrorist member to retake the site over again. And it's not planted for you. It's actually planted in the back of the site. So I don't know, it's a little bit of a mispositioning there in the way they kind of played it right now for Manajumas.
The other downside, I think, they did sell the fake, but they lost all 3 players doing it. If they had have at least gotten a couple of the rotators, it would have made it a lot easier. Freiburg's going to open things up right now with the FAMAS kill onto Irukandji. So already a man down for Jumas, who remain with just pistols, and Forrest in good position at middle gets another one onto DeBorn. Desi's going to fire back, though, with that P250 and take down him in the electrical spool area. As now Get Right on only 18 HP is going to come back around and try and support Exist, who takes down Shroud, and the last 2 remaining Jumas players are in middle awkwardly. Desi's not going out without a fight, though, as he picks up his second one in this round. It's already an okay round in terms of economy. They've gotten almost 3 players down now as Get Right remains with 18 HP. They won't close it out, though. Freiburg's going to get him, but any gun out does help down the road.
And it did get a bomb plant in the first round. Really only a P250 in the hands of Desi. I think the rest all had Glocks, so definitely they're going to go for the full buy. And on NiP's side, we're going to have to see probably a FAMAS coming in here, a Forest. And they're going to have to try to hold it. But you're looking at it, it's still pretty even in terms of the rifles that they have. Actually, it's full M4s, not even any FAMAS is being purchased. And 4 kits as well for NiP, so a big round coming in. And much needed here for Manajumas to bring this to a closer game, because this will force NiP on to see the round after, who are playing so aggressively right now towards the middle. Forrest coming out, getting the shot. The huge trades are coming in.
Desi with a double again.
So Get Right at the sandbags, waiting for these flashes as he kind of sold the bait. Because actually Forrest peeked out, and he just stayed towards the sandbags, and now they think that sandbags is clear, speaking of Manajumas, and then Get Right's probably going to try to pick one across, who's not even going to check towards that area, and he looks towards
this is a problem. He had the
playground.
bomb. DeBorn had the bomb, and he's all by himself. Oh, my goodness.
A
Desi.
one-tap.
Man.
So, Shroud, the last man standing now. Bomb is down. 3 versus 1 situation, as he's still got a lot of time to work with.
Yeah, many skill, much headshot from Get Right there. That was unbelievable. Shroud, the only one remaining yet again, and I got to question it. He's been with his team, but he's always the only one left, and I'm not sure. I wouldn't call him baiting by any means, but there could be a little bit more aggression from him. Almost, but let's see what he can try and do with this. The bomb is down again. DeBorn got trapped on the other side of mid with it. Nothing he could do, and they know it's there. They're set up, but Shroud's aware, takes down Get Right. There's a return shot, but watch out from Z Connector and from Electrical Spool. They pinch out together, and Exist and Freiburg do take them down, and we'll take a peek what Manajumas have to say as they try and claw their way back into this.
2 minutes to the start, maybe we can get a poke on that guy. I don't know.
Turn on.
It's definitely quiet going on here.
Yeah, almost a little bit of indecision too. You can hear, I don't know. It seems like they're struggling to find what exactly it is they want to do. And I haven't seen a solid A take. Looks like they are favoring that side here, but again, they are with pistols this round, so they're gonna have to pretty much pull a rabbit out of a hat. See how they use smokes. No, they don't even have any, so they're going in blind right now. And Exist is just sitting back at quad. He's gonna get a double shroud manages to take him down, but then Forrest picks up 2, make it 3 of his own, and it's just a mob.
Well, when you're at a position where you're gonna say, I don't know what to do, and then after that, it was a huge silence, and even Irakanji didn't even decide to call anything there. They just ran straight out, and that's why you don't see any smokes gonna say, okay, let's try to work towards A. I'm gonna flash truck, try to at least try to pick him off, as they know Exist is gonna play towards that quad. He loves that area inside A on cash, but they just ran in, and then nobody's watching each other's backs, and it just easily get dispatched here towards the A bomb site.
Forrest again in middle, hasn't gone for the op yet, but he's doing well with the rifle right now, as you can just see him falling back off of the electrical box, and the smoke's pushing him back. Miniker's gotten in a good position right now, as he is already pushed up through Skiki. Get Right's actually got the op this round. Pardon me, missed that entirely. As the trade goes out, we are in a 4-on-4 situation. Watch for Miniker though, in a good spot. Get Right's trying to spam back away. He's actually rotated back through main, and they are going to try and push it through mid onto the B side. There's only one player remaining over there, although there is a lurker in Forest. He's fallen back towards CT spawn. He's waiting for that player at Z connector to try and push through onto him. That's Irakanji. And this is just, oh man, game of cat and mouse, really. Forest, very good patience, good awareness to know he's there, but if he stays too long, B is going to be overwhelmed. There's 3 players work on that now, 1 coming in through vents and 2 coming in from checkers right now, as Freiburg does see that smoke come down. Forrest says, screw it, I'm not going to wait for Irakanji any longer. I've got to help. He gets into heaven. Miniker's already in the site. Freiburg knows he's there. It could be a double. No, Miniker, beautiful reaction shot. It looked like they might have lined up for him, and now Forrest is in an awkward situation as he has to reload. He jumps away from Irakanji and then does get the frag. Good play by him. Bomb is down, though, and that does give Manajuma something to work with as they try and take down the 3 remaining NiP players.
So right now, it is 3 versus 2 bomb plant at a default spot. Get right on the top of heaven. He's going to try to nade it down. That's not going to hurt anybody because they were both at 100 HP. Miniker, after that nade, down to 89. But the first one gets picked off. Miniker trying to stay alive and trying to line up the second one onto Exist. But to no avail, Exist comes in and gets the defuse on top of that. And it's now going to be 5-0 in favor of NiP, who is looking strong in this map.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to hold the sites. That's the second time, including the pistol round, that they took a site, get the bomb down, and then couldn't survive the retake.
Yep.
And it was a bit interesting. Forrest should have been taken down when Irakanji did push out. He was a little bit slow. He should have been aware. I know he knew he was waiting for him on the other side of mid, but he should have been aware that when they took B, he was probably going to put his attention there and might have been able to get that opportunity, but was a little bit lackluster in getting out there.
So now, after that bomb plant, at least they're going to have enough money, losing 5 rounds in a row as well, giving them 34 plus that 800, so 42. And they're going to go with full everything, so full arsenal as well as 2 mollies. I don't know if they're going to try to molly to try to push Exist out of his position, so let's see on his point of view.
This is interesting as well because for Flaren's pushed up at middle, if they commit to A like they look like they're going to do, he could very easily pop out behind them on the flank. The only player sort of lurking back in that position is Miniker, and yeah, there's a huge opportunity there. Jumas are going to have to be really aware. They are just sitting passively inside main still. That smoke awaiting the entry at the door here as Exist is pushed up to the left side in the corner as he does see the smokes and flashes. Good smokes, a little bit light actually. They go just to the left, but there's no one back at truck side just now to get that opportune shot as Exist is blinded, smoked, unbelievable amount of grenades coming in on him, and Irakanji takes advantage. He just walks in and takes him down. And no, the Flaren chooses not to push through middle. He's going to go for a direct support from connector. The bomb is down. A good take by Manajuma. This time with 5 up, they should be able to hold the site. But man, oh man, NiP doing everything they can to get back in there. Get Right still holding on to that op, firing away through some smoke as the bomb continues to tick. Forrest is going to say, screw it, I'm running through. Quick little bunny hop, he's in. Both of them are stacked in here behind the quad box right now. He fakes the defuse, gets one on Desi. He's going to try and hold this. Is Desi going to pop out? He does and gets the frag. A double by Desi. Looked like Forrest might have had him there.
Yeah, at the same time, I don't think Forrest had a kid as well, so he had to go for the first fake and hoping that he's going to get the 1 kill and didn't think second one there. But as his teammate fell down and said, oh my god, there is actually another guy. It's going to be Desi at quad. So Forrest actually had to get off it and just try to get a few kills. I don't think at the end of the day they're going to be able to get that defuse coming in for NiP, but it was just a great round being played by Manajumas. The amount of flashes that are being thrown exists. You saw it in that point of view. He was whited out pretty much halfway, 3/4 the whole round, as at least like 5, 6, 7 flashes are being thrown.
infinite amounts. That was unbelievable. No, he had nothing he could do. Get right. Look at this in middle. Gets up there, reverse boosting over top, and they will get Miniker as a result, and immediately falls back. That's a smart play. Why would you go any further? They're just all going to turn around and look at you. So that gives them the numbers game. That's your early pick. You always look for that early pick. It does allow you a lot more options. And right now, Desi's playing that little game of back and forth here with Forrest. Looks like he actually gets the worst of it as he's down to 67 HP. No damage done to Forrest, so he's going to sit tight as Exist in his default spot on the quad box is there for support as well.
Yeah, and he also dropped the op carrier at the beginning of the round. That was Miniker there. So Irokanji decides not to fall back to pick up the AWP. They're just going to try to go for the smokes and the execute here and push towards the upper. There's the mollies that we were talking about there to force Exist out of his position at quad. Pop flash, indeed, a second one, but Exist is going to be not blind at all. He's going to spot Irokanji dropping him, but then the trade comes in as D-Born gets the pick. Bomb on the back of Shroud, looking to get planted. A flank comes in from Flipperin. At the truck, drops 3, and comes in for the easy defuse, a one-man retake. And that's going to now be 6-1 in favor of Ninjas in Pajamas. And let's listen in to see if Manajuma is demoralized.
Alright, let's do the mid control to B here. Call go instantly B. With all our shit middle, the grab control will go through the vent. Come on, let's just do our best here.
Smoking mid.
Let's just do our best here. That's pretty much what they have to do, really. At least this time they've got some coordination. It looks like they're going to try and throw a curveball here. They haven't really pushed B hard with guns quite like this, so we'll have to see how this unfolds as they are going to try and work the vents, they said. So.
Exactly, with that smoke to B, taking control of middle, and then as soon as they take control of middle, we're going to go through vents and split B. But they actually have 3 guys for NiP now at mid as they're running through. Flipper's waiting around the corner, takes down Desi at the same time, and these guys are on fire. Freiberg looking at Miniker as he's pushing through towards the B entrance at the main hall, and that is going to be it. Just like that, 4 guys dispatched quite easily, leaving Shroud the last man standing. You mentioned it before here, but Shroud should be the lurker here. He was kind of like the support, flashing and smoking at the beginning as well. But this teammate's just running through. There's nothing really you can do after. Well, after you do those set nades, but they boost it over as well. So Shroud is in some heavy doo-doo. Spotted by Get Right and picked off.
He will get taken down. They've got to do something about Flipperin. 2 rounds ago before we did the listen in, he snuck underneath the catwalk, got in behind them inside of A, that close quarters, and got the 3K and the defuse. That round, he got all the way up middle, got below them, and they didn't know he was there. And he's been in that position 2 or 3 times, but without early mid presence, they aren't aware of that. So he's getting freedom inside the map. And I mean, you got to stop that. We talked about it. Mid control will open up possibilities. There hasn't been enough for Manajumas. And I know they're on a pistol round right now, so expect them to rush somewhere. But they need to find a way. You've got a minute and 45 seconds to play with. Why not sit in mid, try and find a pick, and then delegate your attention somewhere?
No, they're going to say screw it. They already opened the blue door. Exist still at quad, looking for this first kill, and he will. And then a double nade coming in from Get Right, drops the bomb carrier, and Irokanji and Shroud both at A main. This is pretty much done for them for this round. A dink comes in, but it's through a box, so that's not going to hurt Exist too much. Forrest picking up the before last kill as Exist there finally gets the last one onto Shroud, and they couldn't even make it past the mark of the A bomb set right now for Manajumas, as it's a huge lead right now for the Swedish team.
And I go back, we talked about how they said, I don't know for their strats. Like I said, T-side make or break. You know, if they're not prepared, they're not going to get away with anything. There's no mistakes you can make on T-side that are going to give you any, room. There's no forgiveness. You've got to be on point, and they just haven't quite been there. Aside from the one round where they did execute beautiful smokes and flashes on A, and that is the key to it. So we'll see if they can find something in these last 5 rounds of the first half. Miniker's at B halls right now. He's trying to find something just past the edge of that smoke in toward Checker. Or down below Evan, nothing there. But Flaren again pushed up in middle, trying to spam away at the mid garage. Get Right's going to join him as they both actually are going to fall back through the vents, it looks like, and try and put some attention over toward B. No one there, though, for Jumas. Desi's going to find the first frag. Exist is there. Keep in mind, inside the vents at mid, they haven't popped that other side of that vent, so they still have that option if they were to go B and surprise them, but that's not looking like the case as Manajumas is still kind of fanned out across the map.
Well, it's just going to be Forrest by himself trying to hold it off here as the head Exists trying to push aggressively inside the blue door because Freiberg actually did have the initial fight inside B against Miniker, down to 9 HP. So I guess Exists was trying to push through the blue door to see if anybody was going to try to lurk around or try to see if they're trying to sell a fake towards B first. And actually he spotted one there, got picked off, And that gives free reign right now for these guys to try to work towards this middle area. But Filthorn again holding inside, dropping 2, trying to get this third one, fighting against D-Born, but he's going to fall back inside the site. But just like that, it's a 3 versus 3 situation, but they have stacked towards A right now. Oh, actually, Forrest is going to decide to rotate back while the rest of the guys are moving up towards Highway. So can get right, hold it. He manages to get the first kill, but not line up onto the second one. Forrest rotates back, gets 1 kill, and Shroud's going to be the last man standing. 2 versus 1. It's winnable.
He's got the bomb down. Nades coming out from Connector. He knows they're both in this general area,
Nice.
and a beautiful shot. That's going to open up in a 1v1. I'm not sure why he would peek that. Forrest was beautifully just basically waiting for that. All he had to do was fall back. He had full coverage to get inside Squeaky if he wanted to play it sort of like a toxic situation in Nuke, wait it out, or just fall back into main.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I understand wanting to be aggressive, but I'm not sure I would have done the same there.
I think after Forrest got the first 2 kills in a rotate, and then the kill cam actually told basically gave it away, and then they told Shroud through Mumble saying, oh, well, he's actually out in the open at the white truck. So after he gets a quick kill there, he knew that it was going to be a double peek coming in from an NiP.
Right.
So he was trying to commit towards his aim to try to win that fight against Forrest, to try to catch him off guard after getting the first pick, but Forrest is that much better.
And I think, and I agree with you, but it was almost like too predictable in a way.
Yeah.
Like Forrest, like I
definitely.
say, was just sitting waiting. I might have just fallen back and tried to, tempt his patience here and see exactly what he wants to do. Freiburg at B, looks like Miniker and Irakanji both in that direction right now. Smoke's deployed, so not a lot of vision is going to happen. They're just going to wait that out, and they're going to further smoke that and flash that. What are they? It looks like, okay, so pardon me, it looked like Irakanji was going to try and go off the top of that box in toward Checker. There might have been an exchange, but he does fall back, so not much going on. Shroud down to 66 HP, Miniker 87, the rest, Irakanji on 81. Oh, look at that, Desi down and out. Forrest finds the first frag. Desi's been playing really well, too, so that's a key frag right now for NiP. As Exist wants to flash over onto Shroud. He's the only one at A main. Freiburg's going to take down Irakanji. There it is, bomb down at B. Freiburg getting a double right there as Miniker goes with him. And now it is all on the 2 remaining players. DeBorn, the only one over toward the B site. And look at GetRight just waiting it out, looking directly toward him. And Freiburg continues the slaughter. A hat trick now as Shroud, rotating back from A, is the only one remaining. And Freiburg gets his quad.
10-1 is our score now, and Shroud, yeah, he is going to be the lurker as well for Manajuma. That's why you always see him being the last man standing. He goes across the map, not being close to the bomb as well to try to get some people off on the rotation. But if his team is not getting any kills, well, he cannot do his job effectively because he can't catch people off guard. He's going to have to fight them 1 versus 1 all the time. And so far, it seems as though it's NiP that's stronger than Manajuma's when it comes to 1 versus 1 fights.
Yeah, and that's not surprising. I mean, let's face it, these guys have some of the best aim and best shots in the world. So you never want to have to do it without strategy and try. You got to kind of catch these guys out and overwhelm them. And right now, Juma's not able to do so. They are going to go for. Oh,
no.
Wow! I'm going to say it. There's the Pokeball kill right there. I know you're going to kill me, but I had to do one.
I could do it in person now too. Jesus.
All right, yeah, you can. GetRight's going to catch him out with a nice nade over top of mid there as they try and boost it. And the timing is such that it's perfect. Look at this. They're going to boost the op over mid in reverse, and he's going to get in behind Desi right now. Still 3 in middle garage, though, so he may be trying to divide and conquer like Napoleon, but he's not going exactly the way of population. But for Flaren's there to do some damage. He's going to take down DeBorn. Miniker gets a trade back out. And Forrest, are you kidding me? As he jumps up on top of Electrical. There's the shot from GetRight on Desi back toward the A side. And Forrest going to close out on Miniker. That was a beautiful shot as he jumped up there.
Yeah, that was actually beautiful. And the boost that GetRight got, he probably thought that those guys from Manajumas are going to try to push inside the A ramp or the A main. As he came across, it was Desi, but Desi I think was at blue door if not mistaken. So that was a little bit ineffective the way that he played that. But at the same time, at least Swiftlerin was there close at the warehouse to hold out and call it out that there was actually 2-3 guys coming out. Forrest also coming in for the rotation to help him out. They're just having superb rotation so far, and basically Manajuma has no chance.
Yeah, no, not right now. There just hasn't been good execution, in my opinion. One round that was beautiful on A, and the rest just hasn't been there. I mean, maybe just go back to that. Like, that stack of smoke and flash in the back corner was really well executed right now. And already NiP's getting aggressive. They're going to boost inside the vents at middle, and Freiburg's pushed up. He's going to fall back a little ways here. One out in Toxic there. I think that's Irakanji, if I saw correctly. It might actually, yeah, it is. Yeah, so Miniker's going to eat a little bit of damage from that nade, though. He's down to 73. As Faflaren waiting in the vents. Faflaren at mid has been really, really good. It has to be said. He's been the right amount of aggressive, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's at 12-6, while Forrest is at 15-6. So the aggression, the hold towards middle is just going great so far here. for NiP. And now the weakest link was Freiburg. Well, he hasn't seen much action so far overall in this game, and now finally he sees some, but he gets picked off, and the bomb is now planted inside B. It's time to play the retake now for NiP. As Fiddler lines up two, drops them both. That was D-Born and Miniker, looks back towards the silo, and they're closing in. Headshot onto Irakanji, and then Dizzy's going to be the last man standing, and he gets opt down by Get Right, and Fiddler is going to get the defuse, and again, 50 on a one-man retake, dropping 3.
Just sitting there patiently. Again, it's a position for him. It really is. He gets up middle, he gets underneath catwalk, gets 3 or 4 that round, and then again, he just sits, waits, and says, all right, I'll pop out and play with you guys now, and just throws him around like a friggin' tiger. That was just incredible, and it's continuous. I mean, he's on fire, this map. It has to be said. We talked about it. It seems like the NA map, NiP look really good right now on it.
At the same time, the way that you saw them lined up, so that's 2 guys that they lined up, and they were both looking towards heaven and CT spawn. Well, they already had a guy there under their silo, so nobody's really looking at either spawns at all, and that's how they get flanked. Freiburg opping the first one, missing the second one here, as he misses a third one against Miniker, as now Miniker's going to get support from D-Born, but at least Freiburg's getting 2 men to support himself in his team.
Freiburg, though, going to get flashed out a little bit. Falls back. They've already got a couple man down. DeBorn's going to go down. That's the bomb. So set up your tent and camp around that. They've got full control. Shroud tries to come back around. Freiburg down to 2 HP. Very low. Shroud was unable to close him out, but he is going to try and just sit and be patient, wait for some more peeks. Look at the amount of grenades coming out to push down back on that, and push back on Shroud, pardon me, and camp out on that bomb. Desi, not sure, just looking for exits, I guess. Looking for some sort of salvageable play over at A right now. As Exist is going to try and rotate out. Still knows that Desi's at the door, though, and he may actually come out with the frag. Is he going to do so? No, neither of them do, but there it is. Exist on the second peek from Desi will take him down, so truly, Shroud is all by himself. He's rotated back to middle, not able to pick up that bomb, but he's just looking for frags. Gets one on force, but Exist takes him down as he rotates from the connector. And he had another round, 13-1, unbelievable.
Good way to end it. The kill and then the overkill is you get burnt while you die. So
you're a marshmallow.
Yeah, basically adding salt to the wounds right now. NiP is sitting very comfortably, of course, in the lead. Look at that, 13-1 on the second map, winning the first map convincingly as well. They're looking strong to move out in the lower brackets so far, as we still need to figure out who's going to be going to the lower brackets as well, because you guys have not missed anything from Virtus Pro. You're wondering why we're not covering when we're still waiting for Snacks to actually get in. But let's talk about that later. We're already coming inside the A side, just running and gunning and blazing as Shroud drops 2.
Where was this before? This is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, they haven't fully gotten the site yet. There it is, Exist finally down on quad box. But when they go with aggression and assertion as a team, they've gotten into the A site. So again, they've got the bomb down this time. They've got good positioning to hold on. But again, Faflurin is the man to watch. He's flanking around from main, but DeBorn is going to close him down. It's all on Freiburg as he just sits above the fire with that AWP. He's going to try and push forward. And now switching over to the ops. Desi! I might not have much to say in terms of the tournament overall, but I'm going to make a statement. Desi gets a knife kill. 13-2, your halftime score.
Oh my god.
And only 3 rounds left before Manajuma are on their way home.
DMs right there, but at least who cares about the money he got, but at least it's a satisfaction
I don't
of a
think
knife kill.
it's BM at this point. It's humorous. At least they're having fun with it.
13-2, our score for the first half, but Ninjas in Pajamas playing and looking pretty convincingly that they're going to advance here to the next rounds. So what we're trying to say is we're actually going to be able to catch the Virtus Pro matches very soon, waiting for Snacks to get here in Dallas, and then we'll be able to cover that.
Yep, and they start off against Netcode. Winner of that will move on to iBuyPower. Yeah, so yeah. I expect, I know he's flying in soonish, but I think that by the time he gets here, it's probably going to be around 6:30 before they start.
Yep.
But, like I say, the winner of that match will go directly on to play iBuyPower. The loser of that match will go down to the lower bracket to play, I believe, Over
don't
Gaming.
count on me with that.
Over Gaming.
That's true.
X-Wizards.
That's true.
So that's how that bracket will fold out.
So we're looking right now for the second half to start. Ninjas in Pajamas starting on the T side now. Manajuma is on CT as they're going for a 2-1-2 split on the CT side. So they only have one guy pretty much spotting towards middle. So that middle that was so important for NiP as they stack so many guys towards middle is actually disregarded right now for Manajuma as they only have one guy spawning. But it works because these guys are having a crossfire set up inside B. Never mind, it doesn't, because Freiburg just owns him, runs through the spawn, trying to get a third one, runs out of bullets, but at least Desi is down to 3 HP. Bomb is now planted. Exist moves in to try to get the kill. Now, like that, it's going to be a 3-on-2. A retake coming in from the CT side, going so well so far as Forrest and Get Right trying to stay alive, and they both get dropped, and the pistol round finally comes in here for Manajuma. A great retake, which was started off as so well as great entry kills by Freiburg.
Great retake all the way around, but hats off to Desi. 3 HP, manages to pick up 2 more frags. That allowed the 2 remaining players in Shroud and Miniker to not have to worry about the CT side. They could focus solely on B main and complete the retake and get the defuse. So Desi did a really good job there to escape by the skin of his teeth on those ones.
Oh yeah, so that's one bomb plan. We have one smoke purchased by Freiburg, a CZ, so they're going to go for a buy on the third round here, right after for NiP, and more power to them if they actually get another bomb plan coming in this second round of the second half for the Swedish team.
Absolutely. Just trying to see exactly where they want to go. Bombs again in the hands of a Flaren, so he's going to be your default holder. No surprise there. Shroud is going to play exactly where Exist was, up toward Quad. A little bit more aggressively, though. He's pushed in sort of the cubby, I like to call it, when he's right in the corner. As Desi on Catwalk's going to throw a nice nade and bounce it off the wall. 2 HP remaining for Get Right already, and they haven't even exchanged, but this flash is brilliant from the supporting teammate at main. That allows Freiburg to walk out and take down Shroud before Miniker and Desi come back in. But Miniker's going to fall to Forrest after that. Forrest getting a double now as he gets Irakanji. DeBorn's going to fire away through the smoke underneath the catwalk, catch out Get Right, and Desi, a beautiful shot through the forklift, catching out Forrest. Leaves just Flaren remaining, and as I say it, DeBorn gets the frag. They will get the defuse 2 straight rounds. 13-4 will be our score as soon as that's stopped beeping.
Well, like I mentioned, it's more power to them if they're able to get a second bomb plant, and they will. So they will look great in the money right now. 4,700 for the lowest guys, which is going to be Get Right. So that's plenty enough here for AK's armor and even smoking 2 flashes if he needs it. So yes, indeed, that's what they're going for, and a nade as well. So at this point, it's going to come down to, I think, for NiP, that mid control on T side. And then just probably at this point, if they manage to get maybe 1 or 2 guys alive out the mid control, then they're going to split towards the A site. But look at that. They're actually going to go more towards an aggressive push at B at first, try to catch the people off guard as they spawn Irakanji, but Irakanji manages to come out of it with 40 HP after getting the kill onto Fiflorud.
Absolutely. Freiburg's going to return the favor, though, onto Desi. That puts us into 4s. And Freiburg now also trying to find one more onto Shroud through that door. Oh, wow. That dink. Was that a ricochet? I'm not even sure he had direct line of sight. Either way, the frag grenade will finish him off inside the doorway, so he's down and out as well. The bomb's still up again in the hands this time of Get Right, who's recovered that, and Miniker's going to go ahead one-on-one with Forrest, going to lose out actually on that one. That opens up again just a little bit, but DeBorn's rotated around a truck, and he finds Forrest with a beautiful shot from the A1. Irakanji's still lurking over at B, so B is covered as well. Exist gets into middle. He's going to fire up through that connector, trying to pick off Shroud, and Shroud says, screw that, I'm not even going to peek him. I'm going to focus my attention on A main. As Exist creeps so passively up that ramp. Get Right's rotated around as well. He's out of A main. He's come through middle, and they're both in mid. They want to try and find some hole, some loophole that they can get into one of the 2 bomb sites. They are working with the bomb in their hands, but the positions are great from Manajuma as everything's covered.
Shroud's at quad, spotted the first one here, but he's still looking towards main, so he has no idea where Get Right's at. And now they both get spotted. Yeah, he comes out of Z, draws the bomb carrier. Last one is going to be Exist, looking to win this 3 versus 1, but with no time left on the clock, had to push aggressively because he already committed inside A, and Shroud drops him to make it 13-5. Now, this is one thing I wanted to say. Yesterday, Hiko was saying, okay, so the reason why, or one of the reasons how we were able to defeat NiP was play so aggressively and so North American-y like, where they just rush and like scrims do, right? They just go for smokes and whatever, and they just go for a 5-man plow towards the site, and it worked because NiP wasn't ready for that. When Manajuma started doing that towards T side, they started getting rounds as well. So
I know, and it was very clear with that one round where they did all that with the smokes and flashes that NiP didn't have an answer, and it did surprise me. It took that long to clue in, but that's a great point because you look at them now, even on the B side being aggressive, and it is working.
So Irakanji already inside checkers. There was a smoke that was about to dissipate, so he's going to lob another one. Oh, and through the smoke, he manages to get the kill onto Freiburg after he saw that bullet trade coming in from the Deagle. So he looks back. There's going to be 4 still inside Toxic as well. Now Miniker is under attack here at middle. He's down to 33 HP. Looking back here, down to 15. Still manages to get the kill onto 50 as they get the 2-man advantage now in favor of this counter-terrorist team. Exist, Force, and Get Right still with pistols, while Get Right is just by the blue door. Try to win this fight inside here. Exist picked up by Irakanji. Get Right running across, spots the first one. Desi, I don't know what you're looking at. And he takes him down, but then Shroud still playing 2 at quad. I don't think Get Right ever saw that coming. So Forrest, last man standing with a deagle, gets the shot finally to Miniker, but is down to 1 HP. So this is Freiburg's deagle. And as he drops down, he gets spammed there by Irakanji from the outside garage. And it's going to be 13-6, and let's go with a listen in.
I'm gonna be here, Derek. Don't smoke it.
We should have given Kyle out so we could pick B right there.
Fuck you, Derek. That's like a dumbass idea.
I spawned sick. I'm gonna push up, Kyle.
Okay.
All right, so a couple things you can already tell. A, sounds like they're having a little bit more fun, and B, a lot more communication that time. So looks like they finally come alive a little bit.
Is it good communication, though? I doubt it.
Well, debatable. It depends. As long as they're having fun. Having fun is half the battle. You know, Wayne Gretzky once said of hockey, if you're not having fun, you can't make a 10-foot pass, which is easy. I mean, to put that in perspective for Europeans, it's, I guess, football. You can't make a 10-foot pass, but fun is the first step to everything. I want to go back, though, to that last round where they played 2 at quad. For the European people who aren't as familiar with Cash, that's kind of similar to putting 2 people in pit on Inferno. You don't always expect it, but it can be very effective. Because you take down one, you're unaware the second one's there. He still has great position sort of in that back corner of the bomb site type thing. So,
all right, well, here comes another aggressive play on the CT side. Shroud made his way all the way towards the main. And look at that. We actually have D-Born that flanked all around. B catches Get Right with a knife in his hands, but now he gives away his position. Couldn't get the kill. Down to 41 HP. Still manages to get the headshot. Looks back, trying to capitalize on the second one onto Freiburg, but the aggressive push comes in again towards middle right after, and they drop the last 2 inside middle. So that leaves Fifi and Freiburg, the last 2 remaining, and these 2 are going to try to control middle together.
interesting that they would go for a boost this late in the round because it does put them in a 1v1 peak situation. If they do get 1 kill with it, it would open up the map a little bit more, but look, see Freiburg's in a very vulnerable position, does spot up on Miniker. Where's the player that was at connector? I'm not sure who that was. He's already rotated out, so the support wasn't there, and Freiburg's going to get away with it, get inside the checker room, smoke off towards CT. This might give them an opportunity to try and put the bomb down. Irakanji playing very passive, back by Electrical, looks away at exactly the wrong time, and Freiburg finds the frag, finds a second one through the smoke.
Drive-by.
Yeah, Miniker down and out, so just like that, it is a 2-on-2 situation. Still only 4 HP for Freiburg, but man, that was beautiful by them. They got through
Great
middle.
nade, too.
That's
Great
what I was
nade at
talking
Dink.
about. The middle control. It opened up the B-side. Shroud manages to find Freiburg finally. Again, he had 4 HP, but Shroud's going to go down to Fliffy. Flair, and Fifi is, they do go into a one-on-one, and Desi gets away with it on a crouch. I didn't think he was going to get that shot.
No, that was a nice play there by Desi, but at the same time, can't take it away of that 5 or 4 versus 2 with Freiburg and Fifflerin playing so well, taking control of that middle, and just Freiburg going ham when he doesn't give a damn. Just runs across through B, gets that nice smoke, gets the pick, and then a drive-by headshot there towards the CT connector to just clear out the site and at least give some money right now for NiP to live with full guns for another round.
Yeah, absolutely. So all out in the hands for Miniker this time. They're going to try and continue on. He's going to head to middle, no surprise there. And he gives him a couple different options. He's being spammed away, though, by Exist. I'm not sure anything connected onto him, but Irakanji's down. Now Miniker finds Forrest on the boost. Great play right there, as that's going to make it an early advantage for Juma, as you always look for that. And now he's going to try and find more. Exist still lurking behind that smoke in middle, as NiP try and fan out across the map. 2 actually working toward B. It looks like that's going to be Get Right and Fiflaren as the bomb sits and comes that direction now in the hands of Exist as he picks it up as he works through middle. And they will put all of their attention this direction. Irakanji, kind of out in the middle of the site right now. He's going to push up. He gets there as that flash does all the work. They are going to taunt Team Flash. This is a beautiful flash. He gets 1, he gets 2. He can't get the 3rd one, but great support flash there. And that's going to definitely shut down NiP with only 2 players remaining, and they know exactly where they are. Miniker's going to close out on 1, but Get Right showing off some skill of his own.
Oh, man.
No, Desi gets the frag. That was a beautiful team flash. Good coordination right there.
Oh, yeah, but that was a 6 Get Right as well. Trying to slowly getting his aim back here. He was sort of in a slump last game, and in general has been in a slump for the last few months.
To speak to that point, I talked to him after the Complexity game last night, and he was very angry. Not so much that they'd lost, but with himself. He said, I've been in slumps before, but he said, not this long. He said, I got to find a way out of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He said he had a lot of personal things going on, but he's managed to take care of it, most of it.
Sometimes you just got to strip it down, get back to basics.
A lot of players go through that, right? So
Yep.
hopefully they'll get it back here. 13-8 our score now in favor of NiP. Shroud looking to get stuff done here inside the A side. Here comes the flashes, but a close crossfire setup here from Shroud, and they are all whited out so far. Freiburg gets the first kill. And another one. This guy doesn't give a damn again.
No, and the problem with that was that Shroud actually left his teammate out to dry. They had a crossfire set up, and he backed off of it, which let them walk all over the player who was in the corner there. I think that was Desi. They took him down and out. Now DeBorden finds himself in a lonesome 1v3 against a bomb-planted NiP. And he's going to try and come up here from the truck side. He says, screw it, I'm not going to bother being silent. I got to get in. He gets one on exist, but he looks the wrong direction, and Forrest will peek out from quad, take him down. And now we do finally get to that overtime point situation. 14-8 our score.
When we're looking at Manajuma, it's not looking to play for a tie again like they usually have from the last matches that we've casted. So they're going to buy whatever they can and try to bring this for a victory here because it is their map choice. So they feel that they should be able to win this round and not bring this into overtime or win this map. But so far, they did a valiant attempt, though, with a few comeback rounds. But overall, it's still Ninjas in Pajamas at tie game, or tie point.
The defensive aggression continues as DeBorn pushes all the way up through Checker there. He's below the vents, so he's got good positioning depending on which way they want to attack him. He knows there's one over there, obviously. Smokes and flashes headed his direction, but I don't think they quite know that he's in that position. So if he can sit there quietly, he might bide his time and just sort of bait them into that. Shroud doing a very similar thing here in A main, as you can see, pushed up by the lockers. Interesting that he wants to peek that doorway. A lot of times you go for the easy shot and get into the corner as he does just now. And they are going to be heading toward him, so we'll keep it locked here. Get Right's already peeked out, and Get Right gets the shot. If Shroud had awaited, he might have been in a better position, but they are aware of it. They take him down, and that's going to open things up at A. They're going to try and push in. Desi in the back of the site tries to find one with the M4A1, can't secure the frag, so he falls back, and Freiberg coming out from Squeaky will get one, make it two onto Irakanji. Great play by him, as now Miniker and DeBorn are going to have to rotate over from B. Bomb goes down on the site, and it's all up to them. We are facing the overtime point, like I said, so at least there's still some fate of hope, but it doesn't look good. They are going to fall back just a bit here. Try and regroup. 5 NiP players, not with a lot of health, though. 10, 26, 20, and 17 for Exist, for Flare and Forrest, and Get Right. But positioning is everything, and there's going to be nothing to come of this. Miniker's going to say, forget it. We'll hold on to what we've got. Our money situation not great, and we are about to face match point in map number 2. NiP looking to move on into the upper bracket. Get Right. You can't be that cheeky. DeBorn knows exactly what you're up to. Takes you down in the B site. But NiP looking to continue the battle through the lower bracket and send Manajuma home.
That's right. So game point situation going in for NiP. And they're solo on a money situation. So we're going to see 5-7s and armors coming in for Manajuma. Still, nobody really purchasing a kit so far. Miniker going for full armor instead of going for a kit. And a Nova for Drew, Irakanji. So this is going to be tough. It's going to have to be a very aggressive play by Irakanji at A main. I don't think he should play tight corners in a site. He should try to catch them. Okay, smarter move here to try to play against the blue doorway. So let's see what he can do with this.
Nothing like a shotgun to come out when you need. Oh, he spotted one up. Unfortunately, he wasn't close enough to do anything with the shotgun, so he just holds back and flashes himself. A little bit of geometry mess up there as it bounces off the edge of that brick. That cinder block, and now they'll fall back. They've got to come up with something magical. You can see they're trying to search and find that opportunity. The flashes are going to push them back.
Oh, did he get that blinded?
I didn't even think he got that. That's a beautiful shot. One tap with that deagle in the flash right there. Forrest is going to respond to Desi. Shroud gets another one on Flaren, though, but Forrest is also going to take down him. So anything you can do, I can do better. Forrest now rotating up all the way through the site. Make it double, make it triple, make it quad. I can't even talk about it, but that is it. NiP secured in 2 maps against Manajuma in their first ESEA LAN. No disrespect to them. They're a new team. They did very well all season long, and it looks to me, honestly, if they could just tidy up a little bit with coordination, strat calling, making